Yo, 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 we live on location. Me and the blackest one here virtually connecting through them towers. Today we had to go to Dallas, Big D, Dallas, Texas to get Winston Salem's finest. Wake Forest, one of their greats. We got the great Josh Howard in the building with us, y'all. Tap in. We appreciate you for pulling up on us, bro.
Man,
Yes,
thank y'all again, man.
Yes, sir.
We always rock with you, man. Rock with your gang. We've been watching you since Wake Forest. Man, appreciate you coming in and rocking with us, bro.
Man, appreciate
Yes,
y'all,
sir.
bro. And I rock with y'all just as tough as y'all rock with me, man.
When you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
We go ahead and get it straight to the point. Dirk Nowitzki. I had a healthy dope on that right and left elbow. No dribbles either. Just straight jab me off, pull up. So it was a nice introduction.
One leg fade away.
Hey, listen.
That was right when you first got to the squad, huh?
Yep, right. And then I'm everybody probably think I say Finn, but Nash was next. Nash was a tough guard, and you know he was getting ready to become an MVP. So for me, having to deal with them two guys right out of college, yeah, that was welcome to the NBA moment real quick.
Outside of your squad, did you get, like, when you got in a game, who gave it to you first?
Man, I would say consciously thinking when I had to chase Rip Hamilton all over the court, off those pin downs and those down screens. And when we used to have to always go out to Seattle and play against Ray Allen or Rashard Lewis.
Ray Allen.
Boy, listen here. Hey, that's when NBA, I would say, was more like pin downs, back screens. You had to chase a guy, and it was harder to keep up.
With big 7-footers.
Open clothes underneath. And
big 7-footers setting screen.
You got real Reggie pushing and scratching you and clawing you when they running off.
Yep.
You got to go around that. You can't go through them. Big Reggie Evans them and all them setting screens for the boy.
Yeah, Big Reggie, yeah. And
Man.
It made the game fun because you already knew what time it was as far as what to expect. So, not taking anything away from today's game, but the physicality gone.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, it ain't like it used to be. We know that.
Winston Salem, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
North Carolina boy, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you was little, they had to like break your legs to get your legs back in line straight because you bow-legged.
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy.
So I mean, the best way my mama used to describe it was like I came out like sitting Indian style, but inverted. So you know the normal way we sit Indian style, but mine was the opposite way. And they said like basically if I would try to, I guess, grow up with it, that it's a possibility that I wouldn't be able to walk. And they gave my mama those two options as far as like growing up with it or breaking my legs. And you know, she chose to break them. So it's a lot of my kid pictures when I was like maybe like 8-9 months where, you know, I was in a cast. So, you know, I don't tell that story often because I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. But I know that I was like a walking miracle, you know, as far as like being able to overcome that and not know, and then get to the level of basketball that I played, you know, from when I honestly started taking basketball serious in high school. So, yeah, man, it was a blessing, man. And like I said, I don't talk much about it. I just know that, you know, I'm here for a reason and I made it to the league for a reason. So
that's crazy, bro. For real. Like, I didn't know that. That's wild.
She made a decision for you. It was either break them and you go to the league or leave them as it is.
Yeah, so I mean, my mom, and I was her firstborn at 18. I know, you know, that's the typical story of young black men, but you know, she had some tough decisions to make, you know, and I'm glad she had a support system like my grandma and my aunts around her to kind of push her to, you know, doing what they thought was best for me, man. And man, here I am today, man. And every day I walk and I look at my feet, you know, I'm just thankful, man. And it's crazy that y'all said that, man. I wasn't expecting y'all to bring that one out.
you know, shout out to our research team. You know, they be doing their job now. They be doing their job. Who got you into basketball? Who put the basketball in your hands?
Woo. So I would give that credit to my older cousin Greg Howard. And the reason I give him that credit because we had this neighborhood rec called the Dust Bowl. And the Dust Bowl, you wasn't getting on that court unless you had some balls about yourself. And I was like 10, 11 trying to play with 20 and up year olds. Like, and the reason they called it the Dust Bowl, because in the far corner, it was a pile of dust or dirt just right there, and it would never move. Like, fellas, rain, sleet, snow, somebody put a pile of dirt right there. But anyway, having to play on that court day in and day out helped me understand what it was to like play hard, play for one another, because I would get cussed out if I didn't do what I was supposed to do by them older men. So my cousin Greg taking me up there constantly, letting me see what
they don't understand that.
Boy, they don't. They think you get cussed out now.
They don't understand that. That's how I was. That's how it helped me not make too many mistakes, because playing with the older cat, soon as you make a mistake, they be like, man, I shouldn't have picked this young ass, man. I knew I shouldn't have picked this young ass. So you couldn't make mistakes like how the other guys make mistakes because you went older, and that's how I came up. That's why I kind of cleaned my mistakes up as much by playing with older guys. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah, and it helped with criticism. Like, bro, if you could take an old head from your neighborhood cussing you out, man, you can take anybody in this world letting you know that you're wrong.
Anything.
Bro. Like,
there you go. There you go.
It ain't that bad, man. That's why I say some of these kids too sensitive, man. Take what you need to take from somebody cussing you out and go on with your life, man.
Glenn High School, when did you take basketball serious? When the like kind of you started to believe that you was good at basketball and start taking it a little bit serious and feel like you can go somewhere with it?
Yeah, I say probably my junior year, because I played varsity sophomore, but there's a bunch of football players and guys that, was older than me that were actually better than
seniors.
Yeah, but they didn't have that drive and determination. And Coach Cloud, he was an old school coach, and his brother Swandell, they just didn't play no games. Y'all know this type of coaches we had, like they were just old school.
Yeah.
They demanded a lot from us, and they expected us to perform and produce. So, having coaches like that, and he was a Q dog too. So, he didn't play no games. Like he made sure we was in line. So, and I also had some OGs in front of me, like Kevin Thompson and Brian Fagans. Kevin Thompson played in the league, but was an overseas guy. He played at Portland for like 3 years.
Okay.
And went to NC State. So to have a guy like that graduated maybe like 10 years before me, it kind of let me know that I was in the right place with the right coach who could get me to the next level. So, and I always had a chip on my shoulder too. So they bust us. We was inner city kids, but they bust us out the Glen, and when I should have been going to the inner city black school. So when I got to Glen, I was like, hell nah, like we're gonna kick ass and take names when it's time to come back in the city and play. So that was another reason why I played the way I did too.
Right.
I felt like I should have stayed in the city, but they bust our black asses all the way out to the suburbs. It is what it was.
Straight up. You decided to leave school and go to military school.
Yeah.
Your senior year, right?
Well, it was
how was military school? Well, after your senior year, how was military school instead of like going to JUCO or any of that type stuff?
I would say you compare it, and I compare it to like, being in jail. It sucks to say that, but we was being told when to wake up, being told when to eat, being told when to have practice, class. Like it was just a revolving door. But the part that I took from it was the accountability. Understanding that I had to do these things to get better. Especially me, because I was a center in high school and I needed to become a guard to go to Wake Forest. So I had to make a quick transition from August of '98 until, I signed my letter of intent December of '98, which was a quick switch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still wasn't the guard that I should have been. So that military school was ahead of its time. Now these kids doing it like it ain't nothing, but shoot, we came after the young man, Corleone Young, I think that was his name, the first.
Corleone Young,
And then me and David
so you went to the
West
same prep school
year.
he went to?
Yeah, he went to Hargrave before.
I remember him going. Yeah, I remember him. That was what because he was my class. So I remember when we was on all of the ring, it was Hargrave Military. Okay, so I do remember that.
And I was actually y'all's class, but I basically went to military school and took a year back. So that's why, like I said, y'all boys, like I respect the hell out of y'all, and I wanted to play y'all bad as hell. I was like, shit, I gotta take a step back. You know what I'm saying?
So what year you graduated? What year you graduated?
In '98.
Oh, so you cued him class.
Yeah, he's our class, but he went to the military school for the SG. That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I
Y'all
didn't know
boys,
that.
like, I wanted to go to DePaul. They ain't recruit me. I used to listen. I tried to get up with y'all boys, but the different regions we was in, it was like, well, shit, I got to stay down here down south. So let me go ahead and go to Wake.
That's crazy.
Was it anybody that almost got you, didn't Wake? Was it somebody that you almost went to instead of Wake Forest?
Yep. Appalachian State and NC State. Those were the two. And then Coach Barnes was at Clemson, but when he came to my recruiting visit, he had already told me he was going to be transferring or taking a job at Texas. And he was like, shit, Josh, I want you to come to Texas. But, us country boys, I was like, nah, that's too far from North Carolina. So I didn't go.
Straight up.
Yeah, it was too far. But, look what happened. I ended up getting drafted by Dallas. So I guess it was meant to be for me to be in Texas eventually.
You got yourself to Texas anyway.
Turned to a Texas boy.
So tell me this, like when you got to Wake and this is you on your own now, you at college and everything. Did the Hargrave military help you get prepared for that? And like you felt like you was in a better place than you would have been if you hadn't gone there?
Yeah, I definitely was prepared when I got out of military school, maturity wise too.
Right.
Because even coming to Wake, I was the only one that got the one scholarship they had to offer. So, being a local kid that was like the neighborhood superstar coming into, an ACC school that's on the north side of town, they didn't really welcome me with open arms because they thought I was going to come in there with an arrogant attitude. But I was completely opposite. I was coming in there taking people's jobs. And that was the mindset, as far as getting to college ball. And I had some good mentors like my big men that helped me out, or even my walk-ons like Jimmy Fitzpatrick that kind of helped me develop my freshman year. Josh Shoemaker, Darius Sangala, who played in the league, was a vet or an older upperclassman of mine. Yeah. Those guys kind of pushed me to realize like what I needed to do. And then if I seen somebody make a mistake, I definitely wasn't gonna make the same mistake they made. So military school really helped me kind of like understand what it is to stay focused, stay on my line, and not pay attention to nobody else's stuff.
You playing center in high school, did that help you like when you got to Wake Forest to be more all around like you were?
Yeah, especially with my mid-range game. Anything like 17 foot in, because of the way coach ran his offense in high school, like it was just like it was second nature. So I wasn't scared to break the offense and take a 17-foot shot. Or like they always taught me, like if nobody was paying attention, you can beat your guy off the dribble. Shit, one dribble, I'm getting to the basket. So I used to always keep those little things in mind, man, to the point where, like you said, when I started handling the ball, and shit, because you had to guard me, like, if I was going left, dog, I wasn't taking no more than about 3 dribbles. And I'm like, hey, let me get to my spot. I'm going right, though. You might have some problems with me. So, like I said, I just understood who I was on that court. So, it was just like if I couldn't do it, find the next man and get ready to do the next job. So I've always been a team player, man, and that's what it was about. And, I won championships or been in positions to win championships off stuff like that. So I always try to keep that shit in mind.
Going through your sophomore year, y'all go to the tournament, y'all lose first round. You go your junior year, y'all be the 7th seed, and y'all lose second round to Oregon. But then your senior year is like it's all came into fruition. It all came together where you dominated the conference and you led your team. How was like that going through them 3 years to kind of learn the game and get to your senior year where you feel like, man, this is my year and this is my push. It's my last year and this is my push to go even further in this basketball shit? Yeah,
man, it was a grind, man, because, thinking back in those times, I had Dave Odom my first 2 years, and he got fired, after my sophomore year, and we had Skip Prosser come in. So developing and understanding that it was a new coach coming in with a new system, it was like, shit, should I transfer? Should I sit back and listen to what the coach gonna say? And one thing I'm glad I did was when Coach Prosser came, he literally put me in his car and asked me to take him around the city of Winston Salem and show him where I grew up and stuff. And it was kind of like, it was a way for us to connect and him understand where I came from. So that really helped me be comfortable with him on the court. And to this day, I let people know that if it wasn't for Skip, like I really wouldn't have made it to the NBA because he helped me realize that it was more than life in basketball. So, you know, really changing me from a boy to a man, and it helped my mindset as far as like going after what I wanted. So when we got to my senior year, you know, after having one hell of a junior year where we had 5 seniors, and I think we ended up almost, like you say, losing the second round, but we were pretty good.
Yeah.
My senior year, bro, they had us slated to be last in the ACC.
Yeah.
And I refused to go out like that my senior year. And I knew I could have came out for the draft my junior year. But, you know, for my grandma's sake, I stayed in and went on ahead and graduated. But, bro, every morning I put the standings above my apartment room door and looked at it before the season started.
Daily
and
reminder.
I was like, I be damn. Yeah, bro. And I had 5 freshmen, Justin Gray, Eric Williams. Shoot, boy, I'm so old. I can't really name a team. Oh, Chris Ellis, Dale Ellison.
What's up?
Boy,
We OGs
the
now.
rest of them beat us down and lose. Yeah, so them boys, I willed them boys to play, man. And that's one thing I say for guys that if they listen to this and, you know, you think your team is sorry, you can will people to win. Like, you can make a person believe in himself to the point where he doing unbelievable shit. So I've seen it, I've done it. So it's just a matter of you believing in it. So my senior year, bro, the things that I did that year are really, you know, a blessing to me. And I'm just thankful that I had a coach, a city, and friends behind me to really push me over the top my senior year.
To do it at Wake in front of your hometown and stuff like that, like how much did that mean to you? And like you said, you pretty much topped it off. You getting a degree, you gonna graduate for your grandma, you got all these things. Like how did that feel to accomplish those things in front of the crib and to get to somewhere you probably didn't think you would get?
Man, it was a gratifying moment. And you know, I had the haters when I went off to military school, and they was like, "Oh, he just like the typical black boy."
Yeah, man. He'll be right back.
Don't do shit in the hood. Yeah. I was like, "Nah, y'all got the wrong one, man. Like, that ain't me." So again, to do all that and see the haters start clapping was the shit that was like, "Yeah, I got you." Like I showed you, you know, that I ain't even worried about what the hell you thinking, because my time is my time. So, you know, like I said, for me sitting back and thinking about it and thinking about like how I motivated Chris Paul to go to Wake Forest, because he'll tell you like it was because of what I did before him. And I was gonna try to red shirt and play 1 year with him just because I didn't think I was gonna make it in the league. But again, you know, I had to get that mindset like, nah, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and follow my own path and let Chris come right behind me and do his thing. So it worked out for the best, because I think, you know, with that influence I had in the city, that enabled Chris and guys that was in the area. Harry Giles was another one to come right behind me and, you know, make it to the league. So I know my impact. You know, it's just crazy to sit back and think about it now. Like, dang, that was every bit of 20 plus years ago, man. So
I'm just
thankful to be that guy. Yeah, bro. It's all of us, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy.
We talked to Keith, man, and he told us y'all first interaction and said when he was playing y'all in the tournament, man, they was talking noise to you, and you was like, man, nah, I ain't one of them. I ain't finna go. That's your first interaction with Keith, and y'all wind up being real close homeboys in the league. Y'all was the second seed, and Auburn beat y'all, right?
Yeah, beat us by, I want to say 6, something like that.
Yeah,
but it was a hell of a game. Me and Keith canceled each other out. It was this player named Bird. He was a defensive player. It's crazy. I still remember this shit. This boy that got his rocks off that game. And we was like, yo, can anybody guard him? And I'm going to call out my boy Justin Gray. I love you, Justin.
He went on the scouting report.
He was on it, but it was for defense. And we was like, this dude ain't going to score nothing. Ended up scoring about 20, and that was the difference in the game. And then, like I say, my boy Justin Gray, who's the head coach at Coastal Carolina, shout out Justin, he decided to be a freshman that wanted to shoot us out the game. I'm just going to call it out like that. So I should have been getting shots that he was getting. So, you know, it is what it is, man. He was confident enough to take them, and I believed in them. They just didn't fall. So it was a hell of a series, a hell of a game. And like you say, for me and Marquis to form that that bond that we did, and dang, I got a brother from another mother, kind of like y'all two, shit, like y'all two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where we just did a lot together. We meshed. We related to a lot of stuff. We grew up in a lot of similar situations, so it was just like a brother from another.
Let me ask you this: with your draft process, how many workouts did you do?
Because I did 9.
Okay. That ain't too bad. Me and Keith was in the teens. You feel me? Me and Keith was in the teens.
Yeah, that was a grind too.
Yes.
For me to hear that, because a lot of y'all young at that time had to grind it out. Because a lot of us was similar, I would say.
Yep.
So even in my case, like I didn't even get drafted in the lottery. And I knew what the reason was, but I just had to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, just knowing that Dallas believed in me and understood that I was a steal in the draft, it was like, shit, fuck all the rest of these teams. Like, I'm finna make them all, understand why.
So you were supposed to be projected a lottery pick, but you dropped.
Yep. To be honest, the only reason I dropped because I was honest about who I was at the time before everybody started doing their thing. You catch my drift.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So, and it's crazy to see it come around full circle now where ain't a problem.
Yeah.
So, for me, sometimes you got to be the guy that takes the bullet, and it is what it is. But being ahead of the curve tells you a lot about who you are and how you process things. So.
Definitely do.
Did you actually go to the draft?
Nah, man, I was at home because, I was realistic, man. Like, I'd rather be around my family. And that's just me in a nutshell. I'd rather be with the people who've seen me come up than just random people that I don't know, and that's not a dig at them. It's just, again, I'm more of a family-oriented person the way I was raised. A lot of people don't know this, but I was raised around a bunch of women. So it was just me and like my brother and my older cousin, and then everybody else was girl cousins and aunts. So I got to hear a lot of the game from women and how to handle myself as a man the way women wanted to see it. You get what I'm saying? And the respect level. So for me, that's why I say a lot of people, when they even judge me for some of the things I said back in the day where they didn't have a clue that I was an educated black man, they just went off of what I said. It was just like, yeah, people don't know me or know us as individuals. So, I'm just again thankful to know who I am and be able to push through all that type stuff to be a great player.
Yeah, I was raised by them women too, some tough women, man. And
well, listen,
they put it on me. They ain't let me slack at all.
Yeah, and to beat you up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My mama had a Louisville Slugger, ready to swing something.
Yeah.
Ready to swing something.
How did it feel when you did finally get to hear your name called and know that you know what I'm saying, you didn't fulfill this moment that you've been working for a long time?
Man, it was surreal, man. Like, just like you saying that just brings the memory back. Like, I was outside. Like, y'all finna laugh. We was ready to jump the agent. We was my homeboy.
The agent in line, so you about ready to sleep.
Dog, we was ready. Dog,
get on his ass, man.
We was ready. And he stayed in the house because by number 15, me and my homeboy, we went outside, started drinking, just like, fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Man, bro, fellas, I came back in the house, literally. 29th pick was about to start. I'm walking in the house, and I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Second round. With the pick in the whatever draft, the Dallas Mavericks take, because mind you, like I said, I did 9 workouts. I'm like, man, I ain't work out for these mugs. Like, man, they called my name, fellas, and it was surreal. They just started showing my highlights, and I'm looking like, man, that's me. And my grandma, so my grandma, man, I seen her, and all I could think about is everything she's done for the family, my mama, and I just went over there, hugged them, and started crying, bro, because I knew, like you say, what we work for, man, the lifestyle we've had to enjoy as young black men, bro, and this outlet is sometimes the only outlet we have to get out of where we from, bro. It was like a weight. Not all the weight, but a lot of that
weight lived off your shoulder. No, it's definitely. I went 3 and it was the same thing. It was just a rewind of everything I went through, every game, every time I was in the gym to that moment, to get to that moment.
Yeah, bro. And that, like I say, for a lot of us, that means a lot, man. So that's why with me coaching, because I'm coaching at an NAIA level, and I know I don't get the best kids, but mentally preparing them to become men. It's like, bro, a lot of these kids are lost with that Instagram or trying to get gratification. I'd be having to break it down. Like yesterday, I had to break it down with one of my players because I'm telling him about trusting and how coaches have to trust you in order to play you. Like,
Yeah.
again, like there's no me just saying, here you go because you're on my team, fellas. Like, you got to do something to make me believe in you. Like, I believe in you already, but got to trust you on that court, bro. So
when you can make third graders and fourth graders look like they don't make mistakes and look good from highlights, just imagine what you can do for a middle school or a high school. Like, yeah, I can make your 5 shots that you make it look like you hit 30.
30, yeah.
with these highlights, but when you really sit down and see you and break down your game, you ain't really who they say you is, man. And it's a highlight era to put it on Instagram to show that you look like something. But when the shit hit the fan, you know it when you put them in front of somebody that's gonna dog their ass.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, I say, what you gonna do when you start smelling that popcorn and them other lights come on?
Straight up.
Hey, that's the real one right there.
Yes, sir.
So did you get a call after you got drafted? Did the Cube call you? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Did you fly private the next day to Dallas?
Hey, listen. Rags to riches real quick, right?
That's what I want to know. Is this your first time? This your first time on the private? This your first time going up through the little corporate airport area?
You go through the regular airport. You went on the side.
On the
clipboard.
So like, got the call from Cuban and Donnie and Don. They told me the next day I was gonna have to fly to the Greensboro airport, which is the regional. Man, he sent this flight.
You know,
I'm on the flight like, I'm on a PJ and I ain't number 22. Like, what's going on? My mom and them got to Dallas in like an hour and fucking 30 minutes. They picked me up, did my interview because it was just me that got drafted, so it was real easy. And then they flew my ass back to North Carolina. We had to get ready for the summer league. And when I never forget, when I got to summer league, I seen him in the lobby. I said, "Oh, kid, what's up?" And from that point on, bro, we've been together, walking to practice together, just learning the game.
So y'all was roommates, and that's when y'all started, man.
Like just became
and that's
one.
When the bond started.
Yeah, man, and just I mean, there was some things that happened that we could kind of see like it was gonna be me and him versus the world. But we understood it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we knew, like, if we planned on being in this league long, we had to go and let them know we was going to be in this league. So, like, what Keith did his rookie year, that playoff series, fellas, like, to be live watching it and seeing how they treated us like rookies the whole year. But Keith was like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to get my bag. Listen, fellas. Keith I should have got traded before Keith. Just because of the value he brought to the team. I know people might disagree, but Keith was a big guard, and he could see the floor, he could score at will, and that's what I loved about his game. He played defense. So
I love when they start really playing y'all and start playing y'all together. It's like y'all chemistry was like
havoc. It was havoc.
It was different outside of, you definitely have Dirk and you have Nash and you have all these other guys, but you and Keith's chemistry was like that one recipe that put that pot to make that gumbo taste real, real good.
Yeah. Well, I take a page out of y'all book, fellas. Like, I know y'all know this, but I don't think y'all get y'all flowers enough on how influential y'all were to a generation, fellas. Like, me and Keith watched y'all and was like, shit, look how they play. Like, they together and they having fucking fun. That's the thing. Y'all was having fun. And so for me and Keith, it was like, well, shit, we know we're going to make our mistakes, but let's have fun like the boys doing over there. Like, let's really show this team that we are the glue that keeps everything together. So, again, thank y'all for being y'all, because y'all helped us be us.
You already know. I didn't really realize what I had in like Q and Keon and Corey and them until I got traded to Cleveland. Having somebody there that like, they in the locker room with you, they at practice with you, they at the games with you that you can kind of conversate with. How was that to have Keith there with you and to go through the mental part of it?
Yeah, it was good. Like you say, to have somebody to lean on, and vice versa for him. Because again, that learning curve, even though we was good in college, it's still a lot you got to learn those first 2 or 3 years in the league. Ain't too many people coming in the league as rookies, and you already know doing their thing. It's only like 2 people, 3 maybe. So, like you say, to have that counterpart again that has similar backgrounds from you, understand what it is to be humble, and that was another thing I say to Keith. He was a humble young man, and that for me, that's how I hang around is people who understand what it is to be grateful of what they have. It really helped us propel ourselves again, and we had some great vets. Like I say, Dirk, hands down, one of the greatest vets to lead by example. Didn't say much, but watching his mannerism, how he practiced, was awesome. Finley definitely was another one that helped me and Keith just become better professionals.
OG, triple OG.
Yeah, bro. Finn, man, and that
Finn,
was my
a.k.a. Mike Lowry. We call him Mike Lowry.
Finn.
Yeah.
Mike Lowry, he got the flyest whips, gonna be dressing fly, clean as a whistle.
Hey, let me ask you this.
And D about to tell you the other part.
Every time you seen Finn, he had his shirt tucked and neat and everything
Perfect
was
tuck.
like perfect, right?
Yep. Make sure it's tucked in and everything. Yep. Shoes placed precisely.
Ultimate professional.
Yep. Constant. Even to this day, when I go to the Mavs game, same thing.
Sir.
Nice. If it's a sweatsuit, little 2-piece suit, whatever, he clean.
You don't even got no lint on that thing. All that thing is just perfect and in tight. Nothing moved off to the right. Nothing looking. Everything looked perfect.
Everything.
Trust me.
I would be surprised if he had a lint roll in his pocket.
I studied Finn. You hear me? For summers on end, I used to get to the gym and just watch Finn and Juwan Howard. Just watch what they doing. Like, watch how they vibe. We called both of them Mike Lowry. They both was the OGs with the flyest whips, cars, money, max
haircut
deal.
always clean,
But most
lining
importantly,
always
like you
short.
said, they had the respect of everybody, and they was good dudes. They always was gonna holler at the young boys, holler at them, and try and put some game to them and stuff. And I always got respect for Finn and Nuke, man. Them boys, that was the real OG,
bro. Like, he did a lot for the Mavs organization, man. And I just, again, respect him, because when he left, that was another piece that helped me get to where I was at. And I knew they was passing the torch to me, but it was like, damn, I'm seeing my big bro, another big bro go. So, like I say, to see them guys when I go back to the games and shit, man, it's just cool to be able to say I was a teammate to them, because I learned from them, and we had great memories that we produced as men.
Straight up.
They always brought like the different type of superstars. The Antoine Walkers, the Antoine Jamesons, the Michael Finleys, the Dirks, the Jason Terrys. And how was that to play on these teams with these guys that you just, you was watching basically your whole life, watching them coming up, and now they coming through Dallas and you with them. You know what I'm saying? You playing with them.
Well, it kind of grew me up fast to the point that I couldn't be starstruck. You get what I'm saying? As far as knowing that shit, I'm a player just like these mother. Like, I got to do my job. So for me, I would definitely have my fan moments, especially like watching them when I was in middle school and they was in college. Because I never forget when Travis Best was my teammate. And I'm like, bro, I used to watch you at Georgia Tech. I used to think you was cold. Like, Travis Best left.
Yes, he was that dude.
Dude, listen, and he was a teammate.
With the sweet lefty.
Again, having that, it was like, damn, or either I throw this name out, it's gonna mess you up. That I was a fan of Tony Delk.
Bucket getter.
Listen, nobody will ever bring his name up as a bucket getter because they don't give him his flowers. Listen, I learned from some guys that were hoopers too. So, like you say, I was very fortunate, and Keith was too, to get put at an organization, and I think y'all agree with me too, that was ahead of the curve too, compared to other organizations at that time.
Oh yeah, we talked about that with Keith. We say, goddamn, Cube he get the little pioneer award.
Best owner ever.
Best owner ever.
Black. You remember we went to that? We came to Dallas one time, Josh. We used y'all practice facility.
Yeah.
Like we was walking around like kids, and you would have thought we was some kids that then found our way to the North Pole, bro. Yep. Now, mind you, I gotta put it into perspective. Mind you, we practicing at Southwest JUCO, a junior college in South Central LA, bro. South Central LA, bro. Well, we thought we was in the future. We like
when you know the owner is taking care of you, you'll play harder for him. You get what I'm saying? Like you respect the fact that you have this stuff. Like now, granted, did we play those PlayStation? I know I never played mine, but just knowing that I had it in there, and the fact that everybody wanted to be a part of that made me understand the importance of taking my job serious. So that was another part of it that also, played a part in us being successful. Cause
tell me the story about when you were you had the mic and you was about to say something, and DA came up and said, "How about them Cowboys?"
Hell yeah, I forgot about it. And we should not exclude that guy.
He in Dallas, and they was mad. They were big mad. DA, no, we talked about it with DA on the show, and I just thought about it.
They were finna trade his ass.
He was about to get ran out of town on that one.
So they even trade him that night.
That night, because Washington beat
the Redskins beat Dallas, and he just
like literally, we finna talk. How about them Cowboys? It was like, yo, like DA, like dog, like we just lost, like literally, and we ain't trying to think about that. So the fans was hot for about.
They was pissed about
days. That. Yeah, but the DA too, and I hate all that. He definitely helped us grow up. Like DA's story, and I know y'all did it. And looking at like his story is amazing, and that's another North Carolina boy, man. Yeah. So. I still talk to him to this day, man. Like you cannot not talk to that guy. Like he always got something to say that makes sense.
Not at all, man.
He's one of the other.
He just remind me of one of them dudes from the hood that can hoop real good and made it all the way to the league. Like I seen a lot of dudes from my hood just like DA.
You used to seeing, you see 20 DAs at the park right now.
Yeah, just a bucket getter.
What DA had in them to go the whole way, but like they talk and they act just like DA.
Just like him, man. He reminded me of somebody from my hood. That's why I always related to him and rock with him, because man, he was dope to me, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
You was a dude that came right in and got to play.
Yeah.
How was that for you to be like, all right, like, nah, that happened, but like I'm still out here representing and I'm playing. I'm putting in work too.
It let me know I was trending in the right direction. I knew I wasn't gonna be that offensive guy I was leaving Wake Forest because of, you already know, Dirk, Nash, Finn, like that. I didn't need to score.
Yeah.
So, I needed to find my niche, and I never forget this one practice. Donnie was like, you know why this rookie plays? Because he rebounds and he defends, and that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, finding that niche and getting us like an extra 8 possessions, went a long way. And then defensively, Q, you was a defensive stopper. D-Miles, I ain't gonna say your D wasn't good. You was ready to meet people at the rim, but Q understood like, bro, I gotta be.
Yeah, you hear that, D?
Man.
You hear that? Hey, hold up, time out.
Hold on. Q never played no fucking D, bro. I can't believe you said no shit like that.
Why is you acting like this right now? Me and Josh, this is somebody who we had to see each other. He know I played.
Stop that shit right now, bro.
Hey,
no,
look, Josh,
no.
Thank you. This is an ongoing debate.
No,
and I got
Josh.
proof in the flesh. Don't try to change your brother mind. He already told you his take.
Josh, don't get up on his.
Man.
D-Miles, we played Phoenix a lot of series. Q Rich, Joe. Like, I had to guard them, they had to guard me, bro. And they played D. Now, granted, it was a high scoring game, but they played defense. I can't shoot Q down like that.
He just want to hate, bro. He just want to hate, Josh. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't no defensive stopper when we was in LA them first 2 years. I wasn't no defensive stopper, but like, I had to see Kobe, Ray Allen, him, who like every night it was. If I don't D up, I'm on a highlight. Where you at? I ain't on nobody's highlights getting just murdered.
This shit was going real good until you said some shit like that. Ain't no way in hell. Then you gonna say he a defender? You be like, oh yeah, D-Miles, you just meet him at the rim. Hell no.
You just block shots.
I had to go at Dirk, Kobe, T-Mac, and all that stuff. What you talking about?
You see how loud he gets right now?
Fresh from high school.
I'm
coming from high school. I had to go at the best player.
You right,
D-Miles, you weren't doing nothing but blocking shot, but you gonna get this motherfucker some props? Hell no, bro. Hey, we can end this shit right now. That shit there, wow. That's some wild shit I done heard on Knuckleheads.
I appreciate. We got it on wax now, baby. We got it on wax now, baby. Just as long as the world has heard that Q Rich was a defender and D Miles was only a shot blocker. Now we can
That's
continue.
crazy. I never heard nobody say no shit like that.
Since we talking about defense and stuff, and this defenders talk, you had one of the hardest assignments in your first finals, man. You had to guard that Flash, man. You had to guard that D Wade. That was the youngin' thuggin' D Wade when he was trying to make a name and he was hungry. Like, tell me how that was for that series to have to chase that madman around, because he was a man on a mission that series.
Yeah, he definitely was a man on a mission, man, and it was a hell of a series, especially with us being up 2-0.
Yeah.
We just didn't finish the series out, but hats off to them because they had leadership in there, and we had leadership also, but they had leadership that had won rings. So, he was able to hone in on what they was talking and doing, and also being able to execute. And ultimately that's what it boiled down to, is just the execution, and they was able to finish us off, man. But being able to play against a young D Wade, who I also played against in college too, I understood what it was that we was on that same playing field, and he got the keys to an organization, which caused him to really excel and really understand what he was doing in college, and make it expand in the league. So I think he took full advantage of his opportunity, and I'm excited to see, even though the statue looked a little crazy, but he got a statue, and it's just dope to see people really earning the respect of the league, because I feel like before our era, it's a lot of these basketball players that should have statues or something, showing what they did for these organizations, man, because a lot of sacrifice goes into that. I know y'all can feel me when I say this. We got a lot of aches and pains after we retire. And a lot of that shit comes from us just really selling out and, selling out for an organization, man. So I feel like the decent thing they can do is just really, show love to a lot of these former players.
Nah, especially when you talk about D Wade, bro, that's somebody who D Miles played AAU with. That I knew him from a young age, and then to know where he came from, and some of, not all, but some of what he went through, and to know his story and to know him personally, like that's our real bro. Every single time he shows up in Miami, it's a celebration. It don't matter if it's a big deal, don't matter if it's a plan. If he just show up, that fan base, that organization, they celebrate him and champion him like they absolutely should. And I feel you. I agree with you.
Wade County
named a street after him, give him a statue, and I'm sure they'll find some other way to celebrate him again because he deserves it, and they can continue to do the right thing. And I know UD, Zoe, and all them boys will be up next because they definitely deserve their statues too.
Yeah.
Real talk. Yeah. That year, I feel like you kind of came into your own. You became like the third leading scorer on the team, and just going all the way to the finals and being the number one defender on y'all team. And even though y'all lost, going into that next season, you stepped up even more. You started averaging 18 points, and you made your first All-Star game. To where was you when you heard that you made the All-Star team? And when you make an All-Star team, your peers and everybody appreciating the way you play in the game and what you bring into the table on a winning team. Yeah. So where were you at when you first heard, and how did you feel when you heard you was going to the All-Star team?
Oh, it was in practice. It's just like any other day. He was in practice doing our thing, and Avery stopped and was like, they did that All-Star thing today. Avery, I can't get his voice all the way. They did that All-Star thing today. But I think they made a mistake, and they put this boy named Josh Howard on there. And I'm looking like, you already know they ain't fooling with me. So let me see. Everybody started looking at me like, yo, nigga, you on it. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I made it because Carlos Boozer, I think he was hurt or something. And Steve Nash. So I think it was me and David West that was up next. And, man, like I said, for me, again, it was kind of like draft day. Like, it was just the hard work and seeing, like, all I put in over those 4 years, steadily, gaining the trust of Hall of Famers like Dirk and Finn, and they trusted me with the ball. And, Don and Avery, who are Hall of Fame coaches, like, letting me play. It just let me know, like, I was, again, trending in the right direction. So Yeah, man, it was just like I said, amazing feeling, man. Because I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be no NBA player. Like fellas, basketball didn't come into my mind like literally being legit until like my junior year of college. Like
Yeah.
I did not think I was going to be that kid that was going to make it out and just ball out. So to sit back and be like, damn, this kid from Winston done made it to an all-star and ain't nobody handed to
Yeah.
him. He just went and took it.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if I played in one. Like, hey, that one is better than anybody's ever. 3, 10,
Hey, for
however many
real.
Oh
all-stars.
no, that's all you need
Nah,
is one.
Yeah,
listen.
That's all you need is one, man.
yeah,
That's
bro.
all you need is one. How was it walking in the locker room and you walking in the locker room and you seeing the rest of the all-stars
Yeah.
in that locker room, they jerseys up, and then seeing your last name hung up in your locker? How
And
was
you
that?
amongst them.
It,
You
it,
amongst
it was
them
definitely like
ones.
a surreal moment, but then motherfucking KG started talking shit right out gate. Oh, what? Oh, this young came in. I'm like, oh, no. Hey, here he go. And then
My man, he had a
we're
chance. My
seeing
man
now
trying to stand in front of his locker and reminisce, and my man KG came
KG,
sideline. Oh, look at this.
yeah. But that, like I said, y'all know KG, so y'all know he was just fooling with me. So it was just like, damn, and he one of my
Yeah.
favorite all-time NBA players. So, like I say, just to be in the same locker room with him, or Tim Duncan, who went to Wake Forest before me, and he congratulated me. And of course, Dirk done been there so many times. He just like, come on, young fella, let me show you where you need to be. It was just a dope
Right.
feeling. Being around Cole,
Yeah.
that right there in
Yeah.
itself, because I was still starstruck. Like Cole, literally, like after Jordan is like my number 2. So sitting up there beside him and knowing what he
Yeah.
had been through and how he got through everything to get to where he was just like, damn, I'm sitting beside Kobe. Like I got a picture where I'm sitting beside him where I'm just like a kid, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
this is a gratifying moment, man. So you know,
You was in the locker room, you wasn't saying shit. You was just looking at everybody.
taking this shit in, like, damn, I'm up here with the upperclassmen now. Like, how I didn't get this shit? Like,
This
what?
room smell different, man.
Yeah. what they
The
say?
room smell different, man. The air in here is better.
Oh, I'm like, damn, this is how they treat y'all up top. All right, let me stay. Goddamn, but again, it put me in the mindset of going and taking more, because I feel like that next year I should have made the All-Star team in New Orleans, but I didn't. So, it took me back to a place where I understood like it's all in, politics, and just keep doing what I can do for my team, and I get the reward. So,
Yeah.
but like I say, nobody
Yeah.
can ever take that shit away from me. All right, they can't say, yeah, I'm taking
Ever.
it from you.
Nah, I mean, and like you say, you
Ever.
average a dub the next year. So I say you should have made the All-Star too. Like went
Yeah.
up a point, and averaging. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They never can take that away, man. But like, I just love seeing stories like that, man, because you put all this work in, you play hard, and you do what you do. But when your peers reward you for it, man, ain't no better feeling. 'Cause, it feel like everybody is looking at you do your thing and what you sacrifice to get to where you need to get to.
Yeah, and I think that, like you say, that's the big thing. And the word sacrifice, people don't see what we do when them cameras off or when we at that gym, man. So they don't understand. Like I said, go back to the body aches and stuff. Like, man, I still got injuries that hurt that I did like 10, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they don't get like
Straight up.
Bro.
how we still got to go see chiropractors, or we got to go see our
Yeah.
doctor just because my back's still slipping out.
That's why me and Black down here in this Florida weather. That
Yeah.
warm
Yeah.
weather is more. Your body appreciates it a little bit more. It
Yeah.
ain't as hard to get up and move around when you in that cold weather, boy.
Yeah, keep you oiled up on down here in that Florida now, man. I'm talking
This
about
humidity keep your bones nice and lubed up.
These knees, I can get out the bed without being stiff now. These knees is still oiled up down here in this Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, this damn Texas heat different, but y'all already know. I'm with you on that.
Trust me. Tell me this. Where were you at when you found out you was gonna be traded from Dallas and you was going to the Wizards?
At a party.
You was out?
Yeah, it was All-Star weekend, and it was here in Dallas.
And you
And I
got
kind of
traded at the
already
damn
heard the
deadline.
grumblings like maybe a week before. And I literally was getting ready to go into a party when my agent called me and was like, yeah, they finna trade you to the Wizards. And I was like, all right, because at that point, me and Rick Carlisle wasn't seeing eye to eye. They wasn't playing me that much that ninth year. Not that ninth year, excuse me. That was my 6th year. So they was like, they went from playing me to sitting me down, and they brought in Sean Marion. And so I seen the writing on the wall. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just understanding that, it's time to move on. Now the unfortunate thing was I didn't know the Wizards was at the other side of the pole as far as being a bad team, because I didn't pay attention to other teams because I was
Right.
so wrapped up in us being good. So, going to
Yeah.
an organization like that, it was just like, well, shit, I got to get ready to change again. And also, the Gilbert Arenas situation was going on. Well, so
That
when I
was just
got
going
there,
on, right? Yeah.
yeah,
It
that
was
whole
madness. It
situation
was
is,
Total
crazy.
chaos.
yeah,
Chaos.
bro. Listen, and like they say, the grass ain't always green on the other side, because
It
that
definitely
just
ain't.
that, and then I got
What
hurt.
type of
So
shock was that when you got there and you saw all that craziness happening? You was just like,
man,
what?
listen.
What am I doing?
Just bullshit. Just straight bullshit, man. Like, just at the end of the day, you get what I'm saying? Like, we make a lot of money. So the shit they was doing compared to, like, us being with the Clippers or, Dallas, it's like, bro, y'all ain't got to do all this dumb shit, man. Like, cut the shit, man. Let's go win some games, man. So that was the part I seen, but it was a learning experience for me too. It helped me grow up, even though I got hurt. I got another year there, but I don't know. If I wouldn't have got hurt, I damn sure that would have been a nice little place to call home.
Yeah.
I had a culture shock with leaving the Clippers, even though the Clippers weren't the best organization out there, but just leaving them going to Cleveland,
Yeah.
a team that won 16 games out of 82 before I got there. It was like a big culture shock. Owner-wise, because Mark Cuban is the best owner in NBA history. Owner-wise, what was the difference?
Yeah, because like I said, with the stuff that happened with Gil, also the former owner, I think his name was Abe. He had just passed away. So
Hey, Poland, yeah.
I think his name was Ted. I don't want to say his last name wrong, but I think it was Ted Liaison that ended up. Yeah. And buying,
yeah.
and then he also, that's when I think the WNBA, I think he bought the WNBA team too. So he was coming in as a fresh administration, kind of trying to do what Cuban did, and making sure our players were doing what we were supposed to do. My second year is when we drafted John Wall, #1 pick. So, for us, it was kind of like a revitalization through John, and I think they tried their best, but what happened previous to John getting there kind of shook a lot of stuff up, and the trust of the fans in Washington was just kind of hard to gain at that time. But they did a better job, I guess, as the years went by, because John definitely got better.
You get a chance to watch the Dallas Mavericks go to the finals and beat LeBron them in a championship. How was that to see them, like you've been to the finals with them and you seen how the organization was moving, and they actually pulled it off this time by playing the Heat again and winning that championship? What was your thoughts about that when they won the championship, when Dirk and them pulled it off?
Oh shit! First off, I wish I was there. You know what I'm saying? That was the first.
Right. Right.
Like, damn, a year and a half later, you sons of bitch. Nah, just playing. Nah, just a year and a half later, I was like, hey, they got it. So definitely excited for them, especially because there was only 3 guys left from when we made it in 06 that was still on the team, and that was Dirk and JT.
Yeah.
Darrell Armstrong was a player development coach. So those were the 3.
Yeah.
And so to see those guys win it definitely was gratifying, because again, like, they was there when we lost it. So I was definitely happy for those guys. And then, like you say, getting over that hump, because I was a part of moving the needle for the Mavericks, along with, of course, that group, Dirk, Ash, and Finley. So to see them finally get it, and it was amazing. Like, I was definitely happy for them. I couldn't make it to the parade because I think I was out of the country or something, but I definitely would have showed up if I had the chance to.
How was it when you heard you going to Utah?
Oh, I made that decision.
So you decided to go to Utah.
Yeah, I decided because, Washington, I could tell, like, wasn't gonna pan out how I planned on it, and on top of, I had my first major injury. So for me, I wanted to venture back into having a black coach, and Tyrone Corbin had just took over at Utah. So I just went on ahead and said, let me go to Utah, and I already knew, as far as organizational wise, that they were second to none. So I knew I wasn't gonna have to worry about no BS again. I could just go out there, play, and have a good time, which I was able to, transfer my game. Because like I said, after that injury, I wasn't the slasher that y'all remember me to be. Like, now I had to really, like, come off screen rolls, knock down a shot, like,
You
play
a vet.
Yeah, I'm
You
a
a
vet.
vet
And
now. You gotta get out there and do what you need to do.
Yeah, bro. So I made sure I stayed out the way, and I had a great team there. I had Rajah Bell, Earl Watson, Devin Harris, Big Al Jefferson, Paul Millsap, Gordon Haywood as a rookie, Jeremy Evans, CJ Miles. Like, so for me, seeing that team, it was like I know I can help this team get better and be a vet. So I loved it. Like I tell people, their expectation of Utah is because it's out in the middle of nowhere, but I enjoyed that year playing out there. It was definitely a good time to, like I say, grow and develop as a vet too.
Hey, this one of the questions I like to ask. Like, you know, we talked about how you come from humble beginnings, and you know, you got your grandma, your mom, and your aunties and stuff. When you got that bag, you know, you got a nice couple bags. You know. When you got that bag, I ain't talking about taking care of my Dukes and stuff. What did Josh do with that bag that you look at now? Like, yeah, that was probably crazy, but like in that time, in that moment, you was like, this the shit right here.
Let's see. Cause I'm a country boy. When I got my
You
first
strike
old
me as an
school,
old school cat. Did you get it? Did you?
Cause I still got two of them in the garage now that I can't let them go. I got a 73 drop top Caprice, and I got a 62 Coupe de Ville, and I kept the Coupe
That Coupe de
original.
Ville, boy.
Yeah, bro. I love driving in that. I tell. Now I ain't gonna say that because if I say that, it might piss some people off. But that's my car. Like I love driving that car.
Yeah.
Because I made everything original how it was, but redone everything. So yeah, that's a nice.
No, you got to keep it original.
Yeah,
you got to keep it original.
I'm trying to think. Was it some? Well, you know what? To be honest, I think the biggest thing though, and I think y'all gonna feel me on that. When I first got that bag, I told my mama she could retire. Like, that was like going to her job. I still remember that like it was yesterday. I was like, Mama, you can tell them you quit. Like, tell them. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't do it, but I think it took about a year to realize, like, my son for real.
It always be that. Now, you when you can retire somebody or retire your parents, you tell them, man, go in there and tell them folks, fuck y'all. Like, you ain't coming back. And they always be like, well, no, I can't do that. I'm gonna go and let it off.
Yeah.
My pops didn't retire. Like he did he drove the CTA train. That's public transportation, Chicago, L train. He drove that joint for 39 years, bro.
Shit. Yeah.
Even now that he's finally done and retired, now he got projects every day around the house. He doing something. He can't sit still.
Yeah, that's that old school, man. That's that real old school, man.
Yeah, my mama, she went back to work and just do part-time stuff now. Because like you say, it's just like.
Because they ain't just trying to just sit there and not do nothing.
Yeah. So I told her ass though, when I retire, you ain't got to worry about me doing nothing.
You know that though, because we done been through war. This body don't feel the same. If you had to name 4 other players that you played with over your career, all in their prime, to make an ultimate team with you, who would be them 4 other players?
Utah, I'm taking Big Al Jefferson from a center because he could score off one dribble anywhere on the block.
Jump hook king.
I'm gonna take Dirk from a 4.
Okay.
Take myself for 3. My 2 guard. Ooh, that's rough. 2 guard. Nope. Look, nobody from Washington. I love y'all guys, but no from the Washington team. 2 guard. I'm gonna have to go with damn, y'all don't. 2 guard. I'm gonna go with Steve Nash, and then point guard. I'm gonna take Jason Kidd.
Okay.
And the reason why
that can work because Kidd can go at the 2.
Yeah. So only thing that's gonna hurt is the defense, maybe. I wanted to put Paul Millsap in there because he definitely, when he was in his prime, Jesus, a lot of people slip on him too.
Yeah, Paul Millsap used to get busy.
Millsap was crazy.
Yeah. Millsap used to get busy too.
How did you become and get into coaching? Like, did you see that while you was playing, or is this something that like once you stopped playing, you kind of like just kind of slowly just got into it?
Yeah. So, the NBPA offers that players coaching situation in the summertime. So I went on head up there and got certified in that like in 2015 after I retired. And 16, I started like just doing like personal workouts with kids back in my hometown. Because like you say, when we retired, we really kind of be lost for what we gonna do and kind of getting acclimated to being,
Yeah.
a normal citizen again. So I was working these kids out at the first place I ever coached at, which was Piedmont International. And me and the president was real cool. And I'll never forget on that particular day in June or July, he came to me and was just like his coach had just resigned out the blue, and if I knew anybody that could be a coach. And I was like, well, shit, I know basketball players and coaches I can call around and see. But on that particular day was the same day 7 years prior that my head coach, Skip Prosser, had passed away from a heart attack. So for me, I looked at it as like a sign that this could be something for me to do. And so I told him, after that workout and talking to him, that I'd call him back like later on that afternoon. And I went and said a little prayer in my car and called him back and told him I'd take the job. And that's how I fell into coaching. Because
Wow.
definitely didn't want to do nothing like that. Like I never thought I would be a coach after basketball. I just thought I was gonna be an investor and, kind of ride off in the sunset, just being, a cool dad. But I think God
Right.
had some other planned in my life as far as being able to mentor to these young men and women about basketball and how I could take them other places. So once I started coaching, I realized that I was actually pretty good at it, and it was easy to motivate and kind of do what I did on the court, but from the sideline. And shit, I'm in my 9th year now, and I'm like, damn, I'm about to really retire from this in about another 5 years. So
Straight up.
falling into it and
That's
really
dope,
seeing
man.
how I've helped kids make it overseas. Like I say, and granted, I'm at a lower level. I don't necessarily want to coach D1, D2 because of the strain of the life as far as like being a coach. When I'm in the NAIA, I still can go pick up my kids from school, take vacations, still live like a normal person and just have to coach. So it kind of helps me just kind of still be, in a life where I can still do what I need to do, but also help others. So I'm gonna keep
Okay.
doing it for another 5-6 years, and then I'll probably bow out gracefully.
That's dope.
That's what's up. I want you to speak about just what the game brings when it brings in friendships. You find a brother from another mother that you relate to that's just like you. In your instance, man, the relationship you have with Darrell Armstrong, the relationship you have with Marquis Daniels, these are guys that's going to be lifelong friends for you. Your family's kind of intertwined. Tell me what that means to you to just have them friendships that you grew with somebody that you didn't grow up with, but you bonded over this ball and what this ball can bring to you when it comes to friendship.
Yeah, I mean, it brings a lot. Knowing that you got somebody that you can really reach out to outside of your family, that actually relates to everything you've been through because y'all been through the similar wars. And knowing that they're going to give you their best advice and they're not going to be yes men. And that's the part that I think a lot of NBA players or people in the profession need, is people that are honest with them about what they're doing. And it can help you really learn how to correct certain things, man. And like I said, keep your confidence in yourself, knowing that you do have a support system that you can lean on. And that's another driving force from, bonding with people who, you never knew had similarities. So that basketball, man, like I tell people, it can take you a lot of places if you just sit back and really learn the game and accept
Straight up.
what is coming to you from basketball. So for me, again, I think that's another reason why I coach, to help these young men and women realize that. Because again, if they don't have basketball, what would these kids be doing? What have we been doing if we didn't have that outlet? You get what I'm saying? Because I know, like I said, being a single parent, being raised in a single parent household, I could have easily went up the street with the drug dealers and tried to sell drugs. Hell, I tried to sell drugs, and I knew that wasn't my thing. Like, nah, I ain't got time to be waiting on people to call me and going, nah, that ain't, no. So for me, again, just understanding who I was as a person and finding people like-minded, it helped me, make the right decisions to push forward. So basketball and friendship and bonds all go hand in hand.
Well, we appreciate you, Jay, for pulling up. We got Josh Howard in the building. We appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah, appreciate you, fellas, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me, man. Anytime, man, y'all need me, just let me know.